Amidst all the losses, sometimes you win some. So on today's solo episode, I will be doing a quick catch-up corner, some rec checks, tea time, all our regular segments. But I wanted to start off by dedicating this episode to Catherine O'Hara, who sadly passed away. And I am still in disbelief. She was an icon. We all grew up watching her. I know I grew up watching her in Home Alone 1 and 2, Best in Show. Of course, Schitt's Creek is one of my favorite shows of all time. And that one hit hard. That one sucked. I remember Karen was the one who announced it to me, and I was working at the time. And there's an audible like, what the fuck? Because I just couldn't fucking believe it. I feel like I just saw her, she was in The Last of Us this last season. I'm just so fucking bummed. I saw her at the Emmys not too long ago, and also, presenting Macaulay Culkin with his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And, sometimes you're just like, fuck, like, why is it gotta be these fucking amazing people? Why can't it be the fucking horrible, shitty people? Like, bro, why does the devil get to live fucking forever? And then you keep taking away like Diane Keaton, Jason David Frank, now Catherine O'Hara. Like, bro, like life is just not fucking fair. It's just not fucking fair. But I just wanted to dedicate this episode to her, and I was a huge fan and I loved her work, and I'm going to be watching Best in Show soon and more Schitt's Creek and just sobbing now at this point. So rest in peace. Thank you for your work and for bringing so much joy to us as kids and even as adults, So rest in power, Queen. I am going to start off with the catch-up corner. Therapy is back in full swing, like I mentioned last week. But I think this last session we talked about family, and that was pretty impactful, I think. Getting to reflect on my relationship with my sister, and, we're both Geminis, and I know some of you are like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But, we are polar opposites in lots of ways. And although we have, so much love for each other, like, because we are sisters and there's nothing that we wouldn't do for each other, there's definitely always been a rift. She has her own life. I am a different person as well. And we've both gone through different things in our lives. So I feel like, talking about that through therapy kind of really helped heal me, because I feel like there's a lot of unspoken things between me and my sister. And she had to be kind of the parent, or the co-parent with my mom for a lot of my life. And so she's parentified, and, unfortunately that's just the cards that we were dealt. And I feel like that kind of caused the rift between us two, just in general. But we also just have vast differences in the things that we're into. So I think coming to terms with that and just knowing that, we love each other. Again, we are family, we're blood. She's the only close blood relative that I still have left. So I will always love her and do whatever I can for her. But just knowing that it'll never be like the BFF sisterhood that people have, and like I envy that sometimes, but I think talking through therapy and realizing that that's just not in the cards for us, that's fine. Like, I've come to terms with it and I've accepted it, and I appreciate everything she does for me, and I love her, and I'll always be there for her and the kids and the fam. But I get it, we lead very different lives. So on a lighter note, my anniversary with my partner is also coming up real soon in February here. It's also her birthday coming up and Valentine's Day. So triple whammy coming up for this month. But I love you, baby. And I'm so excited to spend your birthday and our anniversary and Valentine's Day together. But happy birthday, happy anniversary, and happy Valentine's Day, baby. I love you. And then quickly, we're going to go to rec checks. I just have 1.5 this week. So my one would be, I started listening to Conan O'Brien's podcast called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. It's so fucking funny, dude. Like, so fucking funny. And I listened to the episode with him and Quinta Brunson and Janelle James and also Amy Poehler. It's just, I've always loved his comedic timing and his jokes. He's so fucking funny. Some people would probably call him like a little obnoxious, but I think that I love that shit. I think it's fucking hilarious and I live for it. So now I've discovered his pod and now I'm super into it. And yeah, it's great. I fucking love it. Really fucking funny. It's available on YouTube. I listen to it on Audible and I'm sure Spotify has it, but we are boycotting Spotify. But yeah, check that out. And then tonight I will be watching Begonia with Emma Stone. And I'm so excited to see that. I have no idea what the fuck it is about. So next time we recap, I'll let you guys know if it was good or not. On to tea time. So we had the general strike on January 30th to boycott ICE. I had friends who boycotted and protested and did all these things on the ground. So thank you guys for showing up and doing what you can. I know for a lot of us, we couldn't miss work or school, but it's so fucking cool to see everybody get together and stand for something that's meaningful and impactful. And hopefully this really fucking hurt them, to let these fuckers know we're not fucking playing around. Your dollar, your money speaks louder than any other words or actions or whatever. These companies will feel it when you fucking impact their pocket. So continue boycotting Target, Starbucks, Amazon, Spotify, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, all these big fucking chains. Check the list and ensure that you don't spend the money. McDonald's is another one, Arby's, all these companies that are owned by certain people that have donated to this administration and to ICE. If you want to stand on the right side of history, boycott them. Let them fucking fail, because that's where it's going to hurt them. For everyone who did and participated in the general strike, even if it's like not spending money that day, I commend you. I'm with you. I'm so fucking proud of you guys, and we just got to keep fucking making this happen, man. Next on tea time, just a couple things. Sydney Sweeney just recently came out and said that she's not political and she's an artist, and she doesn't realize that arts are political. And I'm already not a fan of her in general. And then all of this happened. And then it's like times 50 now that I'm just like, girl, shut your fucking face. Like, just shut it. Stop fucking talking. If you have nothing good to say or nothing profound to say, just fucking shut your fucking mouth, dude. Like, be fucking quiet, because you've already done all this damage breaking into a place to advertise for your fucking lingerie company and your underwear brand. Like, dude, talk about losing the fucking plot. So I just want this woman to disappear into obscurity, because she's not even worth talking about anymore. Unless she does something fucking miraculous or something fucking insane, this will be the last time talking about Sydney Sweeney. Fuck that bitch. Goodbye. Don Lemon was also arrested for no apparent reason, just for being a journalist and for reporting, which is his job. Thankfully, he was released, and he will be going to court and standing up for his shit. And we all support Don Lemon, and fuck all these fucking people who are trying to silence everyone who is not on their side and who supports evil and who supports families being ripped apart and just being fucking hypocrites and shit. I'm sick of this shit. It's exhausting to live through, and it's even more exhausting to think about, talk about, all of it. I know I stayed my ass off the internet yesterday because of the general strike, but also with Catherine O'Hara passing away and then also Don Lemon getting arrested. I was like, bro, I just need to take a beat. If you feel that way, if you're feeling exhausted by the media and everything that's going on in the fucking world, it's okay to fucking take a break. It's okay to just breathe, because this is a fucking lot, and we're literally 31 days into January, and it's already too fucking much. So stay informed, stay posted, but also protect your mental well-being, because this is all a fucking lot. And in addition to dealing with our regular lives and everything, having to deal with the shit that's going on in our country, specifically the United States of America, and in the fucking world, how are we all not just like drinking and doing drugs and just wanting to be out of our minds to just fucking make it go away, even if it's temporarily? But here we are. We're in this together. Stay strong, you guys. Make sure you guys take frequent breaks, because this is exhausting. And your mental well-being is number one, and your physical well-being. So yeah, my last bit on tea time is Kanye West was blaming his Nazi comments and behavior on his bipolar disorder and the injury from his accident, which is something. He acknowledged selling merch with swastikas and all this shit. Bro, I'm sorry. You had an album that just came out. This feels a little bit too convenient and coincidental for our liking. So I'm bummed out to say that me and Kanye West share the same birthday. And it's a shame and it's embarrassing because I'm like, I'm crazy, but like that's another level of fucking crazy there. Mental illness is not an excuse for being a hateful human being and supporting Nazis and saying white lives matter and saying all this shit. Like that is not an excuse, bro. So just because the community, everybody has turned their back on you at this point because you are fucking insane and a horrible fucking human being who tried to monetize being a fucking Nazi. And now you're saying, oh, it's my BPD. Like, this is what happened. It's like, it could be a number of things. You know, losing your mom, like all these traumas. I get that. But turning around and saying such horrendous shit, I don't think you can come back from that, man. No matter what. Like Nicki Minaj, for example, being MAGA Barbie at this point and being so proud to be Trump's homegirl or whatever. Mark my fucking words. There will come a time in history where all the shit will come to light and it'll show all the people that were on the wrong side of history, including all the friends that I have stopped being friends with because of their MAGA allegiance, and all the artists, all the actors, musicians, everybody. Rob Schneider, Kid Rock, Nelly, Ludacris, Jelly Roll. There will come a time in history when everything is revealed. And like I said before, this will be a shit stain in the history books for the United States of America. And all these fucking people will be called out because the internet does not fucking forget. So for the MAGA Barbies and all that shit, trust me when I say, when this comes out and you were proven to be on the wrong side of history, turning your back against your communities, the people who loved you, the people who support you, and not the people who condemn you, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I was wrong, oh my god, blah blah blah, and it'll be too fucking late. Mark my fucking words. So it's time for Release Your Inner Bitches. I have a couple things for this episode. So first of all, I saw a picture on Reddit where these kids were taking pictures in 2025. You know the date stamp on like the physical pictures that you had developed at like Walgreens, CVS, a photo store, whatever. And they always had the timestamp and the date and all that shit in the corners. They're recreating that now. These Gen Z alpha kids, they're recreating that now and they're literally dressed like how we were in the early 2000s. I don't have words on how much that's triggering to me. In the most hilarious ways. Like they're wearing like low-rise jeans, crop tops, polo shirts, tube tops, and I guess the bohemian look is back in. It's insane, dude. And I get it. I saw the little trickle of like the oversized sweaters, jerseys, you know, etc., etc. But man, this is fucking crazy. And someone in the comments said, our heritage is not your party outfit, and I'm fucking dead because it just feels like, oh, that hurts, man. I've always been that girl that's worn like baggy jeans and a band shirt and shit. And now all the kids have been doing that. And I'm just like, I swear I'm not trying to dress like you, bro. You know, I'm not trying to be cool. This is just how I've always dressed. And now it's apparently cool to dress that way. But now I feel uncool because I don't want to look like I'm trying to be a kid. Does that make sense? So stupid. I think all of us are being triggered because it makes us feel old that this is now the throwback that they're trying to be. Like, you know, back in the days when we would try to dress like people in the 80s or the 70s, but like hippie cool, but like it wasn't cool. I feel like it's happening again, but like to us. So that's not cool. Oh my god. And then speaking of, on the same vein, in case you didn't already feel old from this conversation, this year in 2026, these songs, for example, are all turning 25. Here you go, buckle up, bitches. So, I'm a Slave for You by Britney Spears, Fallen by Alicia Keys, Love Don't Cost a Thing, Jennifer Lopez, It Wasn't Me, Shaggy, Family Affair, Mary J. Blige, Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti, How You Remind Me, Nickelback, In the End, Linkin Park, Last Night, The Strokes, The Middle, Jimmy Eat World, Kryptonite, Three Doors Down, Lose Yourself by Eminem, One More Time, Daft Punk, Get Your Freak On, Missy Elliott, Miss Jackson, Outkast, I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. I feel like that song must have been older. And I'm Like a Bird by Nelly Furtado. Bro, Last Resort by Papa Roach. Oh, Country Grammar by Nelly. Bye 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 by NSYNC. I literally cannot. That is fucking crazy. Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. Oh my god, guys. Oh, you guys feel old yet? Oh my god. But yes, that concludes our segment of Release Your Inner Bitches because I feel old and gross and blah now. So on to the wins for the week, month, year. I started Dry January on January 5th and I was inspired by some friends that were doing it too, and I didn't start it on the 1st because I didn't. But I must say I'm feeling fucking good. I'm feeling great. And my mind's super clear. And like anybody who's known me has known that like I'm not good at lasting with these things. But I think with therapy and just in general, like with lifestyle changes and me being a little bit more mindful about my health and stuff like that, this has actually been very beneficial to do like a reset, So I'm not planning to drink again until after the 5th of February, which is perfect because that is just in time for the fucking Super Bowl, which I'm so excited for. It'll be the Patriots versus Seahawks. I know we talked about it briefly last time. I am rooting for the Seahawks 1,000,000%. Not just because that's Steph's team, but because they are more so Democratic than fucking the Patriots who have donated to Trump before. I'm rooting for Seahawks all the way, baby. But also I'm just really excited for like the halftime show and all the other performances. So yeah, that'll be the next time that I drink, I reckon. But I'm trying not to get fucked up because obviously it's Sunday and we all have work the next day. So we will see. It'll be fun. Those are my wins for the week, month, year, and we'll let you guys know how the Super Bowl party goes. Lastly, advice for future generations. My advice this week would just be to not fall into the grips of capitalism and to spend within your means. Because I feel like with us millennials in particular, and even our parents and stuff like that, there was a lot of advertisements that were made to lure us in and make us want to spend money that we didn't have. I feel like when people watch people live their lives on Instagram and stuff, there used to be a sense of envy and adoration and wanting to have that lifestyle for themselves. And, for us, it was a lot of brand name clothes and like shit that we literally could not afford. And our parents were probably scraping by to make sure that we could have what we wanted. I told my Game Boy story and all of that before, but even when we were going to school and the kids would show up in like Sean John, Rockaware, all that stuff, you're like, how the fuck are you affording that? You're 13, Your parents or your siblings had to have fucking bought this shit for you. And I feel like wanting to have that clout, that popularity, that sense of being elite or being above or being better in a different class was always something we chased in our generation. Hopefully the kids are not feeling that way nowadays, because I don't feel like things are being promoted the way that they used to be. Or if they are, they're more likely to be like, nah, I don't really care about that. But I mean, I could be wrong. It just seems like material things are not as important as they used to be, hopefully. But if they are, to anybody listening that's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I just hope that you live within your means, you know what you can afford, and don't go beyond that, because that's how debt occurs. That's what they want. They want you to be in debt to them. Us as a nation, we're in trillions of dollars in debt. So yeah, this is just the fucking state of the US. So don't fall into that fucking trap, guys. Be your own people, but also live within your means. Whatever you can afford, you should be able to enjoy. But don't put yourself out just to look cool or look elite. Maybe they don't have that issue like we did. So just don't fall into that trap, guys. Live within your means. With that being said, I just wanted to close out with one of the quotes from Catherine O'Hara as Moira, one of my favorite characters of all time, in memory of her. So this quote goes, "Our lives are like little bebe crows carried upon a curious wind, and all we can wish for our families, for those we love, is that the wind will eventually place us on solid ground. And I believe it's done just that for my family here in this little town in the middle of nowhere." Catherine O'Hara, you will be missed. Thank you for all your work, and we love you. And with that being said, rest in paradise, Queen. And for the rest of you guys, keep winning.